If you liked this story, please consider joining the community as a member. You can enjoy things such as shorts, early access, voting rights, video requests, and more. Click on the join button below. Thank you all for listening.
Have you ever imagined becoming someone entirely different? Have you ever gazed upon someone with such longing that you would give anything to experience life from their perspective? What would you do if you suddenly found yourself inhabiting the body of the person who occupied your every waking thought? My name is Gareth, or at least it was. I am a 38-year-old thief with an extensive record of petty crimes. I am not proud of my past, but when you're born ugly, poor, and without prospects, you take what measures necessary to survive. Yet despite how fearsome the monsters beyond our borders are, they pale in comparison to the magnificence of our kingdom's greatest defender. Lady Vivian, the divine Saintess, stands as humanity's strongest warrior. She is beautiful, wise, dignified, and noble. With just her alone, monsters that hundreds of knights could only dream of defeating are nothing before her. I remember watching her from afar, witnessing her extraordinary power as she vanquished creatures that would send ordinary men fleeing in terror. Her efforts freed humanity from the threat of monsters, allowing us to live what is called a peaceful life. Without her, the human kingdom would have been destroyed by monsters as in the past, with blood flowing like rivers. The first time I saw her in battle remains etched in my memory. A horde of shadow beasts had broken through the northern barrier, their twisted forms spreading panic throughout the countryside. Knights fell by the dozens before their venomous claws. Then she arrived, her white robes billowing, staff raised high. Light erupted from her, so bright it hurt to look directly at her. The monsters shrieked and recoiled, their shadowy forms dissolving under her divine radiance. In moments, what an entire battalion could not accomplish, she did alone. So whether it is villagers, knights, nobles, or even royalty, they all worship her with gratitude. She is the image of perfection. As for me, I am a vile and ugly thief, the complete opposite of the Saintess. I should have rotted in jail for my crimes. But she pardoned me and made her my personal lackey. Of course, I am grateful to her, but even more, I am consumed by uncontrollable, depraved lust. Still, that Saintess's attitude did not stop my filthy thoughts. Being her lackey lets me get close, sneaking peeks at her, stealing her undergarments, and furiously engaging in self-gratification while thinking of her. One day, I will have her. My duties included cleaning her chambers, preparing her baths, and laundering her clothing. Each task provided ample opportunity to feed my obsession. I would linger when delivering fresh towels to her bathing chamber, hoping for a glimpse of her divine form through the steam. I would hold her delicate garments longer than necessary when sorting laundry, imagining the softness of the skin they had touched. The other servants whispered about me behind my back. They questioned why someone so divine would keep someone so wretched in her personal service. Some speculated I had blackmailed her somehow. Others suggested I was kept as a reminder of her mercy and forgiveness. None suspected the truth, that I harbored such impure thoughts about our revered Saintess. It has been over a year as her attendant, and I still don't get why she spared me. She clearly despises me, always glaring at me with cold contempt. Then one day, it was all revealed. Gareth, she summoned me to her private chamber, a secret chamber few were permitted to enter. The room glowed with arcane artifacts and ancient tomes. She stood in the center of a glowing magical circle, her white robes flowing around her perfect form, her staff clutched in one delicate hand. Magic originates in the soul, and when it is used up, it cannot be restored. My magic is almost gone, which means I cannot continue my duties as the Saintess. I remained silent, uncertain why she was confiding this in me of all people. This is actually why I pardoned you back then. What I am telling you must remain secret. Her eyes narrowed. You are lustful, lazy, selfish, and foolish. You have almost every trait that people despise. I flinched at her accurate assessment of my character. But despite all that, I kept you close because your soul contains more magic than anyone I have ever encountered. That revelation stunned me. Me? Magical? I had never shown any aptitude for spellcasting.
If your soul's magic power is combined with my body's abilities, you could take over my role and continue to defend humanity. I could hardly believe what I was hearing. I want you to exchange bodies with me and become the new Saintess. You will protect humanity and maintain my image, while you get to enjoy my body however you want, she clarified. She looked at me steadily. The body swap spell only works when both people agree to it. Gareth, are you willing to swap bodies with me?
Of course I'm willing. I never dreamed this would happen. Me, a disgusting thief, becoming the beautiful, worshipped Saintess? As long as you promise to protect people and keep up my reputation, you can do whatever you want with my body. Isn't that exactly what you've always secretly wanted? Then our agreement is sealed. I, Vivian, and you, Gareth. Both of us, by our own choice, will exchange bodies. The magical circle beneath us erupted with blinding light. I felt my soul being pulled from my body, floating in emptiness for a moment before being forced into a new vessel. My soul is actually leaving. We're really swapping bodies. I gasped, amazed by what was happening. When the light faded, I saw my former body standing there with its balding head, pudgy face, and unkempt form I had always hated. But I wasn't seeing through my old eyes. I raised a hand, delicate, slender, with perfectly manicured nails, and touched my face. Smooth skin, high cheekbones, a curtain of silky hair fell over my shoulders. This body, I actually became this man, she lamented, clearly disgusted by her new form. But for humanity's sake, I'll have to endure it. I must accept all of this. She continued with resignation. For humanity's sake, I'll have to accept this humiliating situation. My old body spoke with Vivian's dignified tone, the contrast almost funny. Meanwhile, I was fascinated by my new form. These features, I'll be able to enjoy them however I want now, I thought, running my hands over my new body parts. We have to do it now. I'll have to sacrifice my innocence to save humanity, she objected. The spell creates intense desire to help the souls settle in their new bodies. It makes us want to do it to lock our souls in place. The sensation was overwhelming. Just arrived and this body is already feeling it. This Saintess's body is so responsive. It worked! My old face looked horrified. That's disgusting! It's starting already! The magical sensation was indescribable, coursing through my new form. I moaned. Unable to control the arcane energy flowing through me, I do not want to get too explicit here, so I will use magical terminology to describe what follows, but you get what I mean. That night, I discovered the full extent of my new body's capabilities. The Saintess's perfect, flawless body was now mine. I could not believe my fortune. As I gazed upon my reflection, I ran my hands over the two mystic mounds, feeling the arcane sensors respond to my touch. The experience was exquisite. I will be honest, what followed was an extensive session of personal spellcasting that left me trembling with magical energy. I discovered that this divine vessel was extraordinarily responsive to even the lightest touch, especially around the magic focus point down under. When I finally achieved magical release, the intensity surpassed anything I had experienced in my former body. The sensations were unlike anything I could have imagined. Where my former body's responses had been straightforward and direct, this form reacted in waves, each one building upon the last. The magic seemed to flow through channels I never knew existed, gathering at specific points before radiating outward in pulses of pure arcane energy. The divine vessel trembled with each surge, responding to my novice attempts at spellcasting with unexpected enthusiasm. I experimented with different rhythms and pressures, discovering that this body favored a gentler approach than my former crude techniques. Slow, deliberate movements yielded far greater results than hasty efforts. Each new discovery led to more intense magical releases until I found myself glowing with residual energy. "So good!" I exclaimed, reveling in the newfound sensations. "It feels dozens of times better than my original body." In the following days, I began to adjust to my new life. "Put this support garment on properly," Vivian instructed, helping me dress correctly. "Don't look so excited, or you'll ruin the Saintess's image, and the same during magic lessons." "I've got this. Magic is really simple," I replied, struggling with the unfamiliar clothing. "My smart new brain is working perfectly."
She sighed, obviously annoyed by my attitude. "Focus! You need to learn the protective magic quickly, not just play with your new body all day." But I could hardly concentrate on her instructions. All I could think about was exploring every aspect of this divine form. These mystic mounds are so firm, and this cleavage looks amazing in this underwear. "I just want to touch them again," I admitted, admiring my reflection. As time passed, I grew more comfortable in my new role. Vivian, now in my former body, continued to serve as a servant, handling chores and cleaning. "That criminal assaulted many women before. He should have been locked up years ago," a servant commented, not knowing that the man she was discussing now inhabited the Saintess's body. "I never understood why the Saintess kept him around," another replied. I just laughed secretly towards these clueless lowlives. The true pleasure, however, came in private. I soon discovered that personal spellcasting was merely the beginning. I began to invite others to assist me with special rituals that required multiple participants. "As you command," a handsome guard agreed when I summoned him to my chambers. "As you command," a beautiful maid echoed, joining us. What followed was an intensive triple caster conjuring that pushed my new body's limits in the best ways possible. "The bliss!" I gasped as we engaged in increasingly complex spell formations. "It is so wonderful!" The ritual began with careful preparation.
I instructed my assistants in the precise movements required, guiding their hands to the appropriate magical conduits on my divine vessel. As the energy began to flow between us, the chamber filled with a soft, pulsing light that matched the rhythm of our synchronized breathing. My former experience as a participant in such rituals proved invaluable, as I now directed the proceedings with expert knowledge. We progressed through the fundamental formations to more advanced configurations, each one generating greater surges of arcane energy. My divine vessel proved capable of channeling multiple streams simultaneously, something I had never witnessed in my former life. The attendants marveled at my capacity for magical absorption, unaware that their Saintess was actually an imposter with extensive experience in the carnal arts. When the final magical release came, it shook the very foundations of the chamber, bathing us all in a brilliant light that seemed to transcend the physical realm. We collapsed together, our bodies slick with the exertion of our magical endeavors, the air thick with the scent of spent energy. One evening, a servant dared to enter my chambers without permission, interrupting a particularly intensive magical ritual with several attendants. "Filthy man, get out!" one of my companions shouted. "Unforgivable," another added. "It is fine, do not worry about it, just keep it down," I assured them, recognizing Vivian in my former body. "A servant shouldn't enter the Saintess's private rooms," she protested. "Don't worry, they're all under my magical control. They won't tell anyone what we're doing," I explained casually to Vivian. She looked furious. "You created that kind of spell? This is unacceptable. This body belongs to me now. What I do with it is my choice, not yours," I shot back. "You're supposed to be the Saintess now. You should be honoring our agreement. These inappropriate activities. As long as I protect people and maintain your public image, there's no problem with what I do privately, right?" I reminded her of our deal. But she couldn't even answer properly. "Stop pretending to be so righteous. You're just a servant now," I mocked her. Our argument grew more heated, with Vivian becoming more and more upset by my behavior. "You're getting very defensive about this. Are you hiding something? Maybe you want to join in too. Want to use that magic wand to explore the enchanted gateway like you're desperate?" I teased her.
Stop lying to yourself. You're not a Saintess anymore, just a common man. Nobody cares if you try to be good or give in to desire. Just drop your useless pride and accept what you want, I urged her. Eventually, even Vivian couldn't resist anymore. What followed was a series of increasingly passionate magical exchanges that left us both shaking with energy. "That's it, use that magic wand," I encouraged enthusiastically. "I can't stop," Vivian gasped, completely surrendered to pleasure. After our mutual magical releases, we lay exhausted but satisfied. From that day forward, our relationship transformed. Vivian accepted her new role, and I fully embraced mine. The walls between us fell away as we discovered a new understanding. She began to appreciate the raw sensations her new masculine form could experience, while I taught her the finer points of magical manipulation in the feminine vessel. We developed a symbiotic relationship, each of us mastering our new bodies while maintaining the facade required by the outside world. During public functions, I would play the role of the dignified Saintess perfectly. My composure never betrayed the decadence of my private hours. Vivian, relegated to the position of humble servant, would watch from the shadows, her eyes following my every movement with a mixture of resentment and newfound respect. It's been a year since we swapped bodies, and we've both played our parts perfectly. Nobody has discovered our secret. We settled into our new lives. I've mastered magic completely now. Because of my natural magical ability, I'm even stronger than she ever was. If people found out that the Saintess body now contains a perverted criminal, there would be chaos, and her perfect reputation would be ruined. I grinned at that fact all the time. This is all so crazy and wonderful. I laughed, admiring my reflection. This body is absolute perfection. The face, the mystic mounds, the thighs, the enchanted gateway, everything is mine. I'm the only one who controls this body. Only I can enjoy it however I want. Only I can experience this divine feeling. A dirty criminal who used to assault, steal, and sin now has the most noble, pure, and beautiful body in the world, I said while I look at my reflection in the mirror. I have never regretted the swap, not for a single moment.